We need that. Let's start. I'm just gonna do a little bit of Goat Simulator. We're going with the dogs. That's Bowie, who's not a goat, but the similarities are often striking between you and a Nubian goat. Let me just make sure that this is actually. It's gone. Me and BB want to be able to play this together, but as in without having to buy two different accounts on Steam. So I started replaying this yesterday. I started replaying this yesterday anyways, but then last night I was listening to Vibe Check. While I was listening to Vibe Check, they were talking about how Tennessee is currently banning drag performers. I'm doing it like this for a reason you'll understand. So, from being in public. I'm just winding myself up. And so I'm gonna be nice to you. And so because of that, I think a lot of people don't quite understand. So I'm gonna suggest you go listen to Vibe Check. Because there's a lot to it that is very easy to unpack, but part of it that I'll unpack for you is that basically, so a lot of people that are making these laws lump us all together and how we look and so it's very, very easy when governments start policing what people are allowed to look like. Especially these are people that this is their job. It's work. Drag is work. It's paid for. But so basically, if you can't be out in public, if you're somebody who's in drag, and I'm doing this because once again, this is where the government and people who are taught to police one another for the government, aka your neighbors, your family, people, your school, etc. This is where it'll become their job to call the cops if you're leaving the house looking a certain way, or dissuade you from looking however you want to dress, which we already know is going on. So, because it's been going on. And so this ties back to Indigenous sovereignty and awareness about Indigenous issues, because when colonists, immigrants first got off the boat back in 1492 and 1496 and 16 I'm trying to remember and 15 I'm trying to remember but since they've been getting off the boat, they've been seeing Indigenous people that did not fit their idea of what colonial binary genders were and how you're supposed to look if you're a man, how you're supposed to look if you're a woman, and also, you know, the genders that were there that were outside the binary, and have been imprisoning, enslaving, and killing people of that like since coming over here in 1492. So we really want to break right now. Okay, that will talk to my good friends for a second before I go do what I want to do, because you know we're all having emotions right now. But first I'm gonna have been coming over here and erasing this, along with erasing the fact that melanated people already existed here, were then codified as black by eugenicists, starting here in the South, and then going out all over the place because it became governmentally sanctioned. Like when the census would go around, like people who were Indigenous, that are melanated, even slightly, put themselves down as black, which is a race created by white supremacy and colonists who had this go on to them already in the Eastern Hemisphere. So when they came over to the Western Hemisphere and they did this, replicating what already happened to them in history, because it was the people in power with money subjugating to them to, you have to pay your taxes, you have to look like a man or a woman. If you're a woman, you are a servant to your man and any other man that comes through unless your man can stop them, etc., etc., etc. Like, so now with them banning people that look like from being in public in Tennessee, do you understand? There's a huge problem and people aren't talking about it. The thing is, I've been talking about it my entire life, and it's why, like, with the indigenousness and the indigenous, like, non-binary genders in colonial binary gendered ideals, I, only have 5 teeth in the front. This is a partial idea. It's why so much of queer history and history everywhere, even people that don't identify as queer and also are outside of their cultural gender and sexuality roles, why those people are also heavily policed, that they have to dress particular ways, which once again goes into white people policing BIPOC and the way they dress and the way they live. And this isn't like, if a drag queen goes out to the park, they're going to fine them $10. No, this is felony we're talking about. So and now everybody just has to keep talking about it. I'm going to be putting it all over my social media. A lot of the articles I'm seeing are just really doing the thing where they're like, we're against this, but we're still enabling it. And of course, there's the fact that everybody that's involved in this, some sense or another, are doing this behind closed doors. Some of them have been found out about it. They don't want to talk about it, but that's because literally, once again, sex worker, somebody who's been doing especially anti-capitalist sex work and education in all kinds of white supremacists, typically viewing themselves as liberal, typically viewing themselves as queer, and then people also that are going to them for services realm. Like, we all know what you all do. Like, I'm not trying to shame anyone here, but we all know what the adults go off and do and then act like they don't want to do. You may not know specifically, but you know the adults go off, especially when they're, closeted, censoring one another, pressing one another. They go off and do that exact same thing with their money, where they have the privilege through their money to not be sought out and not be found out or outed. Still happening anyways. And so they're additionally doing this as a way to try and erase what they're also doing, because they have the money and the privilege to still do it behind closed doors. Until, other politicians start sending the cops to their hotels, doors, etc., which is, generally what they do to one another. But we're normal, everyday people. We're not the people that are, the gentry, even though plenty of you like to pretend, or the lords and ladies, as much as y'all would like to pretend, or the neo-feudal upper hierarchy, as much as, people would like to pretend that they have money. They don't have money like a lot of these other people. And so these people can afford to do this. So and it doesn't mean you should be going out and trying to make more money than them. It means that you should be going out and telling people, no, I have boundaries. My loved ones have boundaries. And our consent about us being able to live our lives happily matters. And you should go listen to Vibe Check. You really should. Because, don't get me wrong, they still leave out a lot of indigenous awareness. I'm going to be sending them an email with just like Lisa Cypress's work, who I will once again clarify, because we're in this video, as much as I appreciate and love the work that they do, and I will continue to share it around, because one must share this information, one must talk about this information, one must end the erasure of BIPOC history in the Western Hemisphere and elsewhere. They are still, as Lisa Cypress is still anti-colonial queer. I have no idea how they are about indigenous non-binary genders. or indigenous sexuality outside of heterosexuality. I'm doing this because heterosexuality is a colonial term. But I know that they generally don't like people like me, to my knowledge, so, but that doesn't mean their information isn't still valid, because it does all have to do with one another. Once again, we all just need to stop infighting, because colonialism taught us to through things like the Bible, which they've done a terrible job teaching, because it's about loving one another and pleasure and respecting and honoring one another, everyone, all relations. So I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna say goodbye to my friends. I didn't mean to knock you over, Miss K. That's because I'm going too fast. And I'm gonna go over to and so this is this is a video game. I would not go out and be violent to people. I've been to so many protests where I've stopped people, especially people that are just, like, coming in and are usually young white teenagers that are angry about what they are subjected to and indoctrinated under, coming to protests and being like, "Rah, we're gonna say things to the cops and flap around." Well, I am playing a video game right now as a goat. And I'm seeing these protesters who I'm going to pretend are all these people that are anti-drag, because it just seems correct. And also, I like penis-shaped food. And I'm going to take these cars, and I'm going to do what I was doing yesterday before I even knew about this. Why do I have to blow up? Oh, it's not going to stop me. I'm still going to move them. It just means there won't be fire. See, I'm so nice. I'm not lighting any of these people on fire. Unless the creator is going to be like, no, you're not allowed to be that type of trickster. You just can do less size. Here, I'll take this. Yesterday, I was just for the sake of it, just dragging these cars into this protest area to help me deal with other emotions that I've been having about heteropatriarchy and how many dudes hit me up every single day that are and cis, and all these made-up words by colonialism and made-up ideals messaging me being like, "You're amazing and beautiful, I love you." And well, I'll in for all those compliments, but then going out and being pretty terrible to people because, they're afraid of, helping to stand up for people like me that they want to message and, hit on. This isn't new to me. Once again, I've been doing stuff a long time. So. And usually when I'm upfront about all this going on, this is how actually I get treated. People just start being like, "We want to hang out with you, the code is so cool." Ah, no! You speak about the unspeakable things. So it's nice balancing. With your eyes closed. Oh, you fell. I'm sorry. Escape. Alright, this is going over here.
Such a magnificent creature.
Well, Lala, I know I am, honey. That's why I'm just, no, I didn't mean to grab you. I'm grabbing the car. Oh my goodness, the drama. The cars are not on fire, and I'm dragging them really slow. So I just feel like, stop grabbing cars. This is some of my feelings about what's going on. And it's okay to be angry and upset. The thing is, I can't then just actually go out and, this isn't me. Hold on. I'm not gonna serve you. Excuse me, I'm gonna put myself in the woods, and then I'm going to clarify something about folks burning stuff down to the ground, because I want to make something really clear. There we go. I completely understand marginalized people burning places to the ground, especially if they are theirs, and I really wish that we all will get together and be empowered to go into more affluent and more privileged spaces, because I know I keep putting myself there, and I understand people that don't because it's unsafe, and just, sit in your butt there and being like, no, this is also indigenous land. All these things that you're trying to ban are actually, like, for at least the Western Hemisphere, originally indigenous ways of living that have just been recycled through oppression's lens. So I'm not in any way throwing anything negative at anybody that's like, I'm gonna, burn down this area because I can't take it anymore, that has already done so, either in protests or coming up. I understand. I also know, once again, like, we all have to engage with our emotions however the creator tells us to. And I can't tell anybody else how to do that. But I would like to think everybody will be going into this with empowering and respecting everyone, especially with helping the marginalized to not be going through this situation. I love it. It's raspberry. A mixed berry? Mixed berry. They made a mixed berry pie thing. I started playing this game because, back in the day, just because we both were like, ooh, but I started playing a game recently because when Casper's not home, it allows me to be like, there's still a goat in the house. I assume you need me to stop this minute so you can get dressed and we can go.
No, I haven't touched the toy.
Okay.
It's gonna need a half hour.
Well, I'll in for petting my tail while I'm unattached to it. Having all the mishy-pishy vibes. But I'm gonna play a little bit more while Lala because I'll just talking about everything going on. Mwah.
Such a magnificent creature.
And so say that this is just not good enough for your vibes. Throwing this stuff around and see if it isn't good enough for your vibes. Well, I'm gonna go into corporate. I'm gonna tell them my vibes. Are they the ones that have the slide out behind their own place? That was good. Oh, nope. I was in the corporate building yesterday. Is that it? But I'm slowly playing this a little bit because it allows. I don't think it's that one down there. Is it that one down there? Is the slide attached to their house? Is this a separate, like, little... Yeah, no. Okay.
Never.
I know what you just said to me. I've already been having moods on these, so I'm not coming and talking to you right now. Has anybody else been working on that? On not messaging people that will make you just like, but you'll have nice conversations with and you'll be empowering with because you're a little bit worried that the things you talk about are just too much. I'm learning to stop that because every single time I stop minimizing how much I talk about I'm told that it helps people. I keep getting told that by a lot of wonderful people that get it. It's just that I'm learning to also continue to go into conversations with people who don't want immediate empowerment. They pretend they do, but they don't want to. Is it? Are you guys the ones that were keeping me prisoner? Is this your goat pen? Over here? It is. Okay, I missed it. I didn't just ever touch. I know I'm rambling, so I was just talking about something, so it'll come back to me. I'm not starting with you. I'm not saying that what we have is Ah! Blameless smallness. Oh yes, people that don't want to. Wait, is this just your house? That is coming to your house, but I'm not paying attention properly. It's entirely false. Well, I mean, but you are keeping us captive, so. Make sure. Yeah, then it's the wrong house, but you're still keeping us captive. I don't like that very much. I'll explode myself out of this. I just need to keep reminding myself that when I hang out with people, I'm not going to specify coloration or anything like that at the moment.
I was
That act like they're empowering and they want to empower folks and they're just, you know, like doing it for the online good. Because, I mean, that used to be like doing it for the it's like when Patrick Bateman was talking about like all the problems in the world that everybody should care about at like one of his reservations. It's just like, oh, great for you, you can just rattle all this information off and you don't actually do anything about it. Free my friends. I already did. The gate's open. Just I can. Oh, it's a survive. Ah! That was a nice slide. I stuck. That's fine. There we go. I can roll this along the fence. Yeah, no, I completely think everyone's capable of freeing all relations and no longer doing this hotness nonsense, not in a cute way. I think everybody can free one another without it having to be. So were you gonna let us out or were you just feeling bad? Is this like that time when I released those Clydesdales? Ah! As a child. Or is this like you just watch it and you're like, oh, about the dog park, I don't really think about the fact that dogs actually are, autonomous individuals, relations that, would love to not just be stuck in an apartment until they get walked to a park and then back home again. How many, I know I'm working on it. This is, I've been working with animals, especially canine and feline for a while. How many of y'all are actually engaging with freeing your pets? I don't use that word anymore. Your relations that have been, stolen and bred and sold to you, or you've rescued because their ancestors went through that and their relations are still going through that. Because I'd love to hear from you. Because I've been talking to plenty of folk on and off when I have experience in, oh. No. As I'm speaking about it, no. But I want to hear what other folks are doing. This does not mean that you've indoctrinated the animal that lives with you to not want to exist outside or exist in the world. Obviously, you're their steward. It's your job to take care of them. Why is this baking? It just feels like a trap. Oh, it's a beacon. I forget what it's called. I haven't played this game in so long, and I have barely played it. Oh, Stonehenge. I'm not gonna knock that over. I don't need that. But yeah, so additionally, what are you doing to, just help your day through? I posted a video on Twitter earlier and on Pocket Stars and on many vids of me just having my morning, because I've generally been snapping in the morning after I'm done with yoga, while I'm like, you know, like put lotion on, put on my socks and stuff like that, and just listening to the morning mix. And besides, as usual, wonderfully, me and Simone playing just like so much, and I appreciate, oftentimes on repeat. But so I'm like, you know, getting ready. I'm like, took off my shirt, stretching, doing stuff, and the moment I took off my shirt and I let my hair down, Honor Song by Eastern Eagle started playing. So I was like, sisters approve of me. And I'm still having a lot of emotions about that. It's like, oh. This morning I got the Ace of Wands. So I'm gonna be stopping soon for the sake of my hands. This way I can slowly build up into the moment that song came on. I was like, I have to play Ancestor now, because that's the type of person I am. I've been really appreciating. Additionally, we rewatched Watership Down recently. Only issue I have with that movie, of course, is what happens in Black of Arc, because it's not what happens in the book, and that's more supremacy right there. But so I appreciate a lot of people just talking about like all the different exoduses that are going on, because people are going boundaries. I was saying to BB, oh okay, forgot about that one. Saying to BB, it'd be really nice. Really nice, like, and I'm gonna just start doing it. Like, when somebody's doing something online and you're just like, this isn't appropriate, but I don't have the spoons right now, just be like, this is against my boundaries. This is against the boundaries of my loved ones. And that's it. That's all you gotta do. And if they start arguing with you, you still can be like, this is against the boundaries of my loved ones, so you know nobody consented to this. Oh no. Mwah. Having fun bouncing on trampoline. Because I missed it the first time. There was a scream that happened when you left. That was fantastic. It was pretty ridiculous. I'm gonna be stopping in a minute though, so that way I'm not hurting my hands. But yeah, so this way I can play Ancestor. I was saying to everybody on here, Guayro, Guay. He probably woke up alone. He's been napping with us out there all morning. Such a baby. I know if I tried to go into playing Ancestor without any practice except for playing Never Alone, like Mishiba and well, I love Mishiba, I'd rather not get eaten. So I didn't consent. Yeah, I just wanted that. So I will find the house later, because now it is invading me. And then I will be like, breaking up the corner of life. Is it this house that's behind the no penis foods people? No.
I think they're drunk something.
I'm sorry. I'll call an ambulance if we wanted to. We need to let me know if we can financially handle it first, because then otherwise we're going to take it. It is. Okay. So we're going to do this now. Let's just... You say I eat trash. my goodness. What happens when whoa! I didn't know this was I know. That may have answered itself. Oh my goodness. It's somewhere. Let's go smart. Am I gonna have to move? What does that QR code do? I'm sure everybody's doing this. I know I'm late to the I'm late. I've been too busy with the green holiday to have the speed speed. Okay. It's a cat. Where Rufus did he come? Oh, is he thinking about speaking? I was literally like, it's the cat meeting. And then he's like, yeah. Don't take these. Ah! I do need to find, well, I'll wait till we've moved to the spot. I can't wait to have Rosemary's picture back up, but I feel like I would have loved to have it out to take a picture of it with Rufus. Just because the beauty. Yeah. Rosemary is a cat. She had such mouth pain before they fixed her mouth that she was afraid of plates and bowls. So she was afraid of going from his own chamber. Not
That goat's killing it.
wasn't like they have very similar stuff. They're super similar. I'll try to take a picture of it, but I'm pretty sure Rosemary's picture is in storage right now. Because of what the government does to people like us. I literally have a picture up there that Casper's mom gave us. Anyways, I'm gonna stop because I think I've made the point. And obviously, they just keep going back to it, which is additionally kind of the point. So you gotta just keep rolling. Anyways. So, multis y'all, while Alan for being here while I rant. There will be more rants like that. It's the wrong side because I'm looking. I have to fix this button so that's easier to read. I think I'm going to be finally changing the flower that's behind it because I have another one to switch to. But, and yes, like these obviously have everything to do with one another, just like these have everything to do with one another, and it all has everything to do with one another, and it's really obvious why. But you know, it takes listening and learning, and everybody's capable of that because you're all smart. And it's not about smartness, it's just about, you know, listening. No multis, take care, do something that's fun for you. We're gonna go take the dogs down to the